everyone! In today's video, we're gonna tackle an important topic for anyone selling on eBay, and that is how to fix a below standard status and how to prevent it from happening. Is your eBay account below standard? Well, don't feel bad because this happens to the best of us, including me, and this status can significantly impact your business. So it's crucial to fix it as soon as possible. But the good news is that with the right knowledge and strategies, getting out of the below standards is not only possible, but achievable. Addressing and fixing a below standard status as soon as possible is essential for maintaining your product listings visibility, profitability, and overall success on eBay, because it helps ensure that your business operations run smoothly, protects your cash flow, and preserves your reputation with buyers. Some of the subjects that we're going to go over on this topic today are understanding eBay seller levels and their implications, consequences of falling below standard and what it means, strategies for recovering a below standard eBay account, and tips for preventing a below standard seller status. So I hope you're excited. Let's get started with this. So what are the eBay seller levels? eBay uses a system to categorize sellers based on their performance metrics. There are 3 seller levels eBay categorizes their sellers: top rated, above standard, and below standard. So what does each seller level mean? Here's a detailed look at the 3 seller levels. Top rated. This is the highest level a seller can achieve on eBay. And to reach this status, the sellers must consistently meet the strict performance criteria, including a low transaction defect rate, prompt shipping, and an excellent customer service. And what are the benefits of being a top rated, you might ask, right? Well, top rated sellers, they enjoy enhanced visibility in the search results, which can lead to increased sales. They also have a top rated plus badge on their listings, which instills confidence in buyers and improving a bit the conversion rate to sales. And additionally, these sellers can receive discounts on final value fees. And what is needed to become top rated? Sellers need to meet requirements such as having at least 100 transactions and $1,000 in sales within the past 12 months, maintaining a very low transaction defect rate, and uploading tracking information on time for high percentage of orders. Let's review the above standard seller level, because the above standard selling level is the most common seller level on eBay. If you just started your eBay selling journey, this is probably the seller level you will see from your end. And it's more than okay to keep this type of selling level, all right? Keep that in mind. While above standard sellers don't receive all the perks of the top rated sellers, they still enjoy good visibility in the search result and are not subject to the penalties that below standard sellers face. So basically, being above standard is the base that any eBay seller needs to have a successful business on eBay, all right? And to maintain an above standard status, sellers need to keep the transaction defect rate below 2% and ensure that cases closed without seller resolution remain under 0.3% of the transactions. They should also manage late shipments effectively to stay competitive, mainly if the seller is shipping items from local warehouses or suppliers. And understanding these seller levels is crucial for maintaining a successful eBay business. Striving for the top rated status, or at the very least maintaining above standard status, ensures better visibility, more sales, and fewer restrictions on your eBay selling activities. And I recommend reading this eBay sellers standard policy to understand eBay's sellers performance requirements right here, all right, this page. And I'm going to leave this link in the description so you can take a look and read. It's a quick 9-10 minutes read. And all right, so now that we understand the seller levels we want to be at, let's understand what below standard means. So What is below standard level and what are the consequences? Being classified as below standard on eBay indicates that your seller performance metrics are falling short of eBay's expectations. And this status can have a significant negative implications for your eBay business. And here is an in-depth look at the consequences, okay? First, is the reduced search exposure. When your seller status is below standard, eBay's algorithm automatically lowers the ranking of your listings in the search results. And this makes sense because eBay prefers that products are bought from sellers with better performance, right? So this reduced visibility means that your products will appear further down in the search results, making it less likely for potential buyers to see them. And unfortunately, being below standard has a negative effect on sales. Lower search placement can lead to fewer clicks and views on your listings, which directly impacts your sales volume, right? Now, buyers are less likely to discover and purchase your products when they're not displayed on the first pages of the search results. And another thing is that it has higher selling fees. You heard that right. eBay imposes a 5% higher final value fee on sellers with below standard status. Yeah, that's a lot. It's 5%. And this means that for every sale you make, a larger percentage of your revenue goes towards eBay's fees. And you can see it as a high risk fee from eBay's side, right? Because the increased fees can significantly cut into your profit margins, reducing the overall profitability of your business. And this can make it more challenging to sustain and grow your eBay store. Let's talk about also selling limits, because eBay may impose limits on the number of items that you can list if you are below standard. And these restrictions can prevent you from listing new products or expanding your inventory. Also, selling limits can directly impact sales volume, as you may not be able to offer as many products as you would like, right? So this limitation can hinder your ability to reach new customers and grow your business. Also, restricted tools. Sellers with below standard status may lose access to valuable promotion tools such as promoted listings and special marketing campaigns. And these tools are crucial for increasing your product visibility and driving sales. So basically, I know I did a lot of talking, but in summary, falling below standard on eBay brings some negative consequences that can impact various aspects of your business. So reduced search exposure, higher fees, selling limits, restricted tools, and much more. So all this contribute to a more challenging selling environment. And addressing and improving your performance metrics is essential to avoid these issues and ensure continued success of your eBay store. Okay, Zickers, let's take a big breath before we continue. And also, before we continue, I would appreciate if you helped out the channel by giving, a thumbs up, liking this video, and subscribing to our channel if you haven't done so yet. And I do recommend turning on the notifications so you don't miss anything, any of our informative videos that could help propel your e-commerce business to success. Let's just continue here where we talk about how to check if the eBay account is below standard, because understanding the metrics that affect your seller status is crucial for maintaining or improving your standing. And here's how you can check if your eBay account is below standard and identify the metrics impacting your status. So first thing to do is to navigate to the Seller Hub, all right? Then look at the middle of the screen to the right here of where it says sales, all right? And you will notice the seller level forecast, okay? Right below that, you will see your seller level. Check it out. Now, to get more insights on your seller level, you click where it says your seller level. Here you can see a complete breakdown of your seller level. You will want to check this regularly to ensure that your performance is up to eBay's standards. Just because today you might be above standard, that does not mean that you will be above standard after next evaluation, which is every 20th of each month. All right. On this page, eBay shows us our past seller level from the previous month as well as the current month. And this is what you really want to check regularly. And I would say that at least once a week, check the seller level under if we evaluated you today. And you will also see other factors such as transaction defect rate, late shipment rate, cases closed without seller resolution, tracking uploaded on time and validated in transaction and sales. All of these factors you are able to break down even further by clicking the arrow to get more insights. So let's break down some of these metrics while we're here. Metrics that affecting below standard status. Now, let's review the two main metrics that affect the seller's level and can lead to below standard status. One is the transaction defect rate. And this rate includes cancel orders by the seller and not by the buyer, mainly because the product is an out-of-stock item. For this metric, sellers must maintain a transaction defect rate below 2% of all orders. Now, a pro tip from me is that to prevent this, use pricing and listing softwares like AutoADS, which will also monitor your stock from your supplier's website. When an item from your supplier is out of stock, AutoADS will automatically update the item on your eBay store to reflect that the item is out of stock and adjust the profitability based on any changes in the supplier's pricing. And the second point here is cases closed without seller resolution. And this occurs when a buyer opens either a return case or a DNR, did not receive case, and it is closed without resolution from the seller, prompting eBay to step in. For example, if you didn't provide a return label to a buyer who opened a return case, or when you didn't refund a buyer on time when the return item came back to you. So in cases like these, eBay will give you a defect on your seller account. And sellers are allowed a defect rate of no more than 0.3% for these kinds of transactions within the evaluation period, which ends on the 20th of each month. Now, let's review other metrics that need to be in good score, but do not affect your seller level status, dropping to below standard. The first one is late shipment rate. And this metric tracks how often items are shipped late. Although it doesn't directly cause below standard evaluation, a high rate can prevent reaching the top rated status. And this metric only has two levels, which are above standard and top rated. Now, let's talk about transaction and sales. Here we see eBay is tracking how many sales we received during a certain period and how much we generated in sales revenue during that time period. And if you want top rated status, you will notice eBay wants you to have at least 100 sales during this time and at least $1,000 in sales. But don't worry. Even if you don't meet this criteria, you'll still be above standard. And a low number of transactions won't affect your above standard rating in a negative way either. The next point here is tracking uploaded on time and validated. So to be top rated, eBay wants you to upload tracking numbers on time that will be validated for 95% of your orders. But even if you don't do this though, you will still be rated above standard seller level. Now, remember, every month, eBay evaluates your performance on the 20th. If you had more than 400 transactions in the past 3 months, they will review those transactions. Otherwise, they will evaluate your last 12 months of transactions. Now, remember that eBay's performance standards for sellers levels may be based on region. So it's important to check the global seller performance policy to understand how your performance is evaluated when selling internationally or in different marketplaces. To check your performance globally or in another eBay region, simply click on region on the seller level page and select the region you would like to evaluate, and you will see your selling level in each region. So what is your seller level? Are you top rated, above standard, or perhaps below standard? Share with us in the comments below. If you found this guide useful, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe to our channel to get more helpful videos like this one to boost your e-commerce business. Now, let's talk about how to recover from below standard seller level. Recovering from a below standard seller level on eBay requires a proactive approach. And it's beneficial to use more than one communication channel with eBay for this one, okay? And before I explain how to recover from it, it's important to understand, again, that the factors affecting your eBay seller account becoming below standard are mainly these two. Your transaction defect rate is above 2%, and your percentage of cases closed without seller resolution is above 0.3%. In simple terms, a transaction defect occurs when you cancel a buyer's purchase because you no longer have the item in stock or choose not to send it. Additionally, a defect for a case closed without a seller resolution can occur if an item not received or item not as described request from a buyer is closed without resolution, such as if you didn't provide a return label to the buyer on time, or you didn't refund the buyer within the agreed time frame following the return case. Now that we understand that these two factors are key to the below standard seller level, we can start discussing how to recover from the below standard status. And remember, if you noticed in the next seller evaluation that you're going to be below standard, be proactive and follow the method that I'll show you. The idea is to address and resolve defects as soon as possible, anytime. And to get out of the below standard status, you need first to identify the defects causing it. So begin by going to the seller level status and clicking on cases closed without seller resolution. Here you will see all the cases where you did not provide a resolution, which contributed to your below standard status. And I recommend reviewing each case in depth to understand the reason for the defect. It could be due to failing to refund the buyer on time, not providing a return label, or other issues, okay? Just record the case ID, the buyer ID, and what exactly happened in each case. The reason for eBay's involvement in the case and what you could have done differently. You can use this file right here, available in the description of this video, to organize all the information about each defect. All right. And basically, this is just a Google Sheets file. Okay. And it works perfectly. So make sure that you put all the information organized yourself here before contacting eBay seller support. And you can do the same also in the section of the transaction defect rate and review which items you canceled for your buyers, and do the same thing in the same file here. So look at this. See the sections divided, and this is really, you don't need more than this. Take a moment to see this, but let's just move here, because now that we have all the information we need, we will have to communicate with eBay to try to remove these defects. All right. And for that, we have three main and effective ways to contact eBay. The first one is to call eBay seller support. The second one is chat with eBay seller support. And the third one is to communicate with eBay seller support via Facebook. So here's a pro tip from me for quickly removing defects. Sometimes a buyer who wants to return an item may open a formal return case on eBay, and after shipping the item back to the eBay seller, the buyer might immediately call eBay and request a refund. In such cases, if the buyer is pushy, an eBay representative might close the case in the buyer's favor and refund him on your behalf, resulting in a defect to your seller account. Although this is rare, it can happen. And when reviewing your defects, check if you can identify cases that were closed before the due date for you to resolve the issue. If you can prove this, the representative can immediately remove the defect. Before we will communicate with eBay, it's important to have these guidelines for successful communication, okay? I know it might sound obvious, but here it is. Be polite and professional. Always start and end the conversation with the representative. Well, be educated, okay? Be nice. And start with greetings. Finish with greetings as well. Also, provide specific details. Include your username, case ID, the date the defect was received, and full details about the defect that will change your seller level to below standard. Also, request a prompt response. Politely ask for a timely resolution to emphasize the importance of your request. Do not overfight over a defect that cannot be removed. Remember that it's important to stay cool and calm, as you can try to remove defects by using other representatives and communication channels, okay? So after we understood the guidelines, the first method for removing defects will be to call eBay. And to call eBay, you will need a basic understanding of English to communicate well with the eBay representative and a US or Canadian phone number. When making the call, it's important to come prepared. Use the template that I provided in this video. Fill it with all the information about the defect and work with the representative from eBay on each defect individually. All right, don't go all over. Just go one by one and explain the entire chain of events and why each defect was left for you. Ask the eBay representative if the defect can be removed and mention that these defects are negatively impacting your seller account. Emphasize that you wish to resolve the issues and ensure that it will never happen again, and what you're planning to do. And if it's the first time calling eBay, I recommend watching this guideline, I'm going to put here, which shows step by step how to receive a call back from eBay seller support. The second method to communicate with eBay seller support will be using the chat option on eBay. Here's how you can reach a chat support from eBay, okay? So first, you go to eBay's homepage and click on the help and contact at the top right here, okay? Then you navigate down to selling and click on it. Scroll down and under seller performance, click on appeal a defect. And then scroll down again and under need more help, click on contact us. Now you will want to write something like chat with an agent to get the ball rolling. It will prompt you to select an issue. For example, select selling in order to talk to a human agent and not to a bot. Keep choosing something else until you have an option to chat with an agent. Okay, and then you will see a pop-up box within the chat that looks like this. Okay. Also, in here, it's important to come prepared with all the information about each defect. If you find that the chat representative doesn't understand you, politely ask to be transferred to another agent. And that's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. They will not take it personal, okay? The last communication channel to contact eBay is going to surprise you. Did you know that you can contact eBay customer service through Facebook Messenger? Not a lot of people know it, and it's quick, effective, and simple. However, not every eBay page on Facebook can help us remove a defect. And for that, we'll use the eBay for Business Facebook page. This less known Facebook page is designed for sellers rather than buyers, and the representatives in this chat have access to seller solutions. Here's the link to this group, okay? I'll put it in the description. Note that if this Facebook page is not visible to you and looks like this, it means that you're located in a country where this page is not accessible. Right now, I'm in Portugal, so obviously it's not going to work. But in this case, if you have a case like mine, you can use a VPN and change your location to the US, and this magical Facebook page will become visible to you. how can we reach out to eBay via Facebook Messenger and ask for a defect removal? Look for the message button right here and click on it, okay? And then this will open a chat window with eBay's customer service, all right? And then you just type your message, describe your issue clearly, and be sure to include any relevant details such as your eBay username, eBay email address, defect ID, the buyer ID who triggered the defect, and any important dates or transactions information. So specify that you wish to remove this defect because it could lead you to a fall below the standard seller level. And if you are already at this status, just emphasize that as well and ask to have the defect removed so you can return to the standard seller level. Also mention that you now know how to improve things to avoid returning to the seller level in the future. After you have your message, click send to submit your message, and then an eBay customer service representative would typically respond right away. This is a strategic way to communicate with eBay seller support, and you'll be surprised that using this method you can remove defects and negative feedback as well. It's truly amazing, don't you think? I'm curious, did you know about this? Let me know in the comments below. If eBay representatives decide to remove a defect, you will notice that the defect has been removed from the defects list. Also, instead of having an orange dot next to the defect in the list, the dot will turn gray, indicating that the defect is no longer counted against you. So now that you know how to remove defects from your eBay seller account, it's important to maintain your seller level to ensure that it doesn't drop below standard level again. And here are some of the best practices that I recommend following to keep your account in good shape and avoid the two main defects that can lead below the standard level. All right, so I'm talking about first one is to maintain a clear communication with buyers. Keep buyers informed about the status of their orders, including shipping and any potential delays, all right? That's very important. Use automated messaging tools to send updates at critical stages, like, for example, order confirmation, shipping notifications. Also, number 2, use software automation such as AutoDS, mainly to make sure that you're all set in these 2 areas. And the 2 areas that I'm talking about is inventory management, because AutoDS monitors and adjusts your listings, prices, and stock levels to prevent canceling orders to your buyers, leading to account transaction defect. And the other thing is order fulfillment. AutoDS automates the uploading of tracking numbers, ensuring timely updates, and reducing the likelihood of late shipments or item not received cases. It's really important to regularly review and act on performance metrics. Look, just check your seller dashboard frequently to monitor metrics like transaction defect rate and cases closed without seller resolution. Review each month in advance just to ensure that at the next evaluation, which occurs in the 20th of each month, you will not fall below standard. And if you are at risk, it's better to address and resolve any issues beforehand to prevent the status change. By implementing these strategies, you can effectively prevent falling into below standard status. Remember, staying on top of your metrics and addressing issues promptly will help you maintain a high seller level and boost your business. When a defect occurs, and I hope that after this video you won't receive any defects that could negatively impact your seller level, but if it does happen, I recommend trying to remove it as soon as possible using the methods I've shown you today, okay? This will help you to maintain a healthy seller rating and boost your business. Now, thank you so much for watching. Keep moving forward and see you next time.